Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited for today's video because it is going to be another update in my whole collection project pan, and I have finally finished my first product in this project, which is super exciting, meaning we do get to roll something else in today. Spoiler alert, another item in this project actually did get ruined in a sense, so we actually will be rolling in 2 products today, which is exciting, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. If this is your first time tuning into a whole collection project pan video, this was started by BeckyLovesKanga, so I will have her channel linked down below. And then my friends Emily and Sarah did this last year as a collab, and then Emily started a group chat this year with a ton of other people to just cheer one another along. So I will have the playlist that Emily created linked down below in case you like this style of video and want to check out how everyone else is doing, what other products people are panning, etc. The whole idea of this project is that every single item in my makeup collection is categorized on a spreadsheet or itemized on a spreadsheet. I don't know how you would say it. And we randomly select 10 different products to work on at a time. So you have no idea what products you're going to be working on. And this has definitely proven to be a challenging project, but also has pushed me to use products that I likely would not have reached for at all yet this year, or just had not been reaching for. So if you guys are interested in seeing my progress, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing before you go. I do upload videos at least 4 times a week, so if that's something that interests you, then hit the red subscribe button before moving on. But other than that, let's just jump into the video. Okay, let's start with the broken item and the item that I finally finished. So the broken item, unfortunately, is this Laura Geller eyeliner. This was the Incredible Waterproof Gel Eyeliner Pencil in Brown Eyed Girl. It was just a dark brown eyeliner, and when I rolled it up to track my progress, I couldn't roll it back down, and as I was trying to get the product back into like the packaging, it ended up breaking off and falling on my kitchen floor, which I don't want to put anything in my eyes that has been on my kitchen floor. So I ended up just throwing it out. I'm not even going to count this like in my makeup empties as anything. I'm just going to throw the packaging away because I had used some of this, like, so this is where, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but this is where I was going to be. So I was making steady progress, but still I had a very long way to go to my goal. Unfortunate, this was a fine product. I had gotten this sent in, I believe it was my BoxyCharm. It's not something I would have purchased on my own. I really like the Essence eye pencils. They are $2.99 and they work really well, stay in the waterline all day. So for me, spending full price on an eyeliner is just not something, spending full price on like a high-end eyeliner is not something I'm super interested in unless it's like a color not offered by Essence. I think Essence only has like 6 shades within their range, but they have the basics. They got you covered in the basics. So going forward, I really would not want to spend more than like $5 on an eyeliner when I know I can get the Essence one. So this isn't something I would repurchase. I'm not going to count this towards an empty because it wasn't even close to like halfway done. My goal line was about half of this product used up, not even the whole thing. So that is super unfortunate, but we will roll something else in the place of this. And then the product that I was able to finish is this Prime Essence from Touch in Soul. This was their No Problem Prime Essence. I really enjoyed using this. It is a really nice product, and honestly, I would oftentimes pair this with another primer. So I would do my skincare for the day, and then usually I've been in the habit of doing my eye makeup first. So I would do my skincare, and then I would put this on, and then I would go do my eye makeup, and then oftentimes I would come in with another primer. What I like about this product is that it offers a glow to the skin that looks very natural. So if there was a day that I wasn't going to wear makeup, sometimes I would just put this on just to give my skin a healthy glow. It's not something that lasts all day, but it does last a few hours and it looks really, really nice. I just don't think I would repurchase this because I do have other primers in my collection that I really enjoy using. And for me, this was like a first step primer, so kind of just like an extra step. Again, a really nice product, just not something that I feel like is a necessity within my collection, so not something that I would repurchase. But finish this off, which is super exciting because this will count towards my empties for the year, and then I do get to roll something else in this place. All right, next let's move on to my lip products. So I have 3 lip products. I gave myself sort of a rule in this project to not be working on more than 3 lip products at a time. So starting with my least exciting, I have this liquid lipstick from ColourPop. This is in the shade Ariba, and my goal is only to use this 10 times. I used this 1 time this past month. My goal is to try and use it 2 times this past month, but I did only reach once. I only used it once. So I've only used this 2 times within this project. I told you guys when I gave myself the goal of 10 that this was going to be really pushing it with my goal. Like that was going to be a challenge. And even though this is one of my favorite reds in my collection, it's really opening my eyes to how not often I wear red lipsticks. I'm hoping maybe in the summer I'll get a little bit more use out of this. I do tend to do like a really bronzed eye and a red lip in the summer. But I have not been reaching for this at all. I also don't love liquid lipsticks like I used to. So still have 8 more uses to go on this in order to reach my goal and roll this out. My goal again is going to be to use this 2 times this next month. I really want to push myself to actually just use it 2 freaking times. So that's my goal with this. Up next, I have this little mini gloss from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Hot Chocolate, which was limited edition for the winter with her holiday lip set. But they have made this a permanent shade to the line. It's really, really beautiful. I did not reach for this that often this past month. I don't know why I'm looking inside. I still have the stopper in this. I am going to remove the stopper pretty soon. I also am working on a mini in the shade Fussy in my 20 and 2020 project. So I was really focused on that shade this past month, but I am going to rein my attention back in on this shade throughout the month of April. Fenty Gloss Bomb is my favorite gloss formula. It's really easy to use, and I feel like no matter the shade, you can get it to pair with just about anything. This one is beautiful because it does have that sort of brown. This one is beautiful because it does have that hint of brown to it that it really can kind of manipulate the color. Like if I have a pink lipstick that's feeling a little too pink and I prefer more of like a pinky brown nude, I will just tap this over it to kind of give it that brown pull, and I can manipulate shades within my lip collection that maybe I don't love to get it to be something that I like to wear if I top this over it. So this shouldn't be a problem to finish up. I anticipate that this will be done by either the May update or June at the absolute latest. And then the last lip product I'm working on is this from Maybelline. This is in the shade Baddest Beige, and I'm going to show you guys. This is it all the way rolled down. So you can see I have used a good amount of this lip product. I did give myself the goal to finish this off, and it's sort of bittersweet for me. This year I've been trying, like in my 20 and 2020 project, I've been trying to focus on products in my collection that I like but wouldn't necessarily repurchase, just to sort of move products out of my collection. In 2019 I focused on products that I loved, but it was like I would finish it but then I would want to rebuy it, whereas now I just kind of want to focus on getting some products out of my collection that I won't be repurchasing while still using the products that I do love and would repurchase. This is a product that when I finish this I would repurchase this. I have realized how much I love this lipstick. This is how much I have left. This is so easy to pair with just about anything. It is pretty nude. Here, I'll put it on. It is relatively nude, but I just absolutely love it. And it is more of like a glossy, or at least like a satin glossy formula. So it feels super nourishing on the lips. I use this pretty much every single morning. There was a period of time where I didn't reach for this for about a week and a half in this project. It was in my purse, not in my drawer where I normally get ready, and I just forgot to reach for it. So my progress isn't as good as it has been in the last update, but it's such an easy lipstick to wear with just about anything. I will top this on just about every lip I put on my lips, just to like lighten it up or give it like that like brightness in the center of the lips. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just think this is a beautiful lipstick, one that I always want to have in my collection. I feel like it's going to take me still a few months to use this up, and like I said, I will repurchase this when I use this up, but I do have confidence in myself that I can finish this up this year, which would be really exciting because I don't believe I've ever finished off a full-size lipstick ever. So that would be really exciting. Last month, we rolled in this Kat Von D eyeliner, liquid liner in, I don't know why I'm going to swatch it because it's just a black. Mine, I think, is kind of drying out because it's not that pigmented. I was really annoyed that this got rolled in, and this rolled in the place of an Eyeko liquid liner that my daughter had stolen and like colored in a coloring book. So I was excited because I wasn't getting a ton of use out of that Eyeko liquid liner because liquid liner just is not my thing. And then when we rolled the new product in, this is what we got. I gave myself a goal of using this 20 times, maybe 10, but we'll say 20. 20 times, and I was worried I was only going to reach for this like 1 or 2 times, but I actually reached for it 4 times this past month, which is saying something because, like I said, I never use liquid liner. So I'm kind of proud of myself for using it 4 times. I'm going to give myself a goal of using this 5 times in the month of April, and then we'll be, you know, at 9, so closer to my goal. But this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I did do like a winged liner one day, and then the way that I've been using this is before I go in with makeup some days, I will put this on my top, the top of my lid or whatever, and then I will wipe my makeup off. Like, I'll do it really sloppily, and then I'll wash my face, so I'm left with just like a faint line of liquid liner that's like mostly just stuck to my actual waterline. It's like a cheating way of tight lining. Jaclyn Hill gave that tip a couple of years ago, and I have used it ever since because I'm not good at being precise with my liner, but it's like a hack to get yourself that like kind of tight lined effect without being super precise. I don't know if that made sense at all, but that's how I used it 3 times, and I feel confident that I can get 5 uses out of this at least this next month. So we will see when we come back for next month's update. Next, I had the Milk Bronzing Stick in the shade Baked. I did only end up using this 3 times this past month. I do have a goal of 30 uses on this, and I am currently at 11. I had used it 8 times up until last month, and then I used it 3 times this past month. I will say I would have reached for this more, but I do have my Ulta Bronzing Contour Stick going in my Partners in Cream Project pan, and I was really focused on that this past month because I was so close to finishing that up. I do anticipate I will get some more use out of this next month. My goal will be to use this 5 times as well in the next month, at least 5 times. So then I'll be at least halfway to my goal next update. Next, out of my Hourglass Ghost Quad, I got the most boring shade in here, which is this one right here in the shade Brilliant Nude. And I gave myself a very aggressive goal to use this 50 times. Up until this last update, I had used it a total of 19 times. And then this past month, I used it 13 times. So I'm at 32 uses, meaning I only have 18 uses left in order to reach my goal. I am going to push really hard to hit that goal this next month. This is a really easy shade to use. I feel like I'm hoping when I insert pictures, you can see like it's a little bit smaller. The dome is like a little bit worn away. If you compare it to the other 3 in here, I don't know if you'll be able to tell at all, but I feel like looking at it in person, I can tell that I have used it. But this is really easy to use. I just top this over my blush, and sometimes I will even top it over the bronzer on my forehead to give me a little bit of a glow. If I go in a little bit too heavy with my blush and top this over it, it just sort of tones the blush down and also leaves a little bit of a sheen. This does have, I don't know how well it'll swatch. You could probably use this as a highlight too. It might be a little bit too dark to use as a highlight for me, but it does have a glow to it. So I really have been enjoying using this. It's probably something I wouldn't really have reached for if it wasn't in this project. I would have probably reached for other shades in this quad because I do love the other shades in here, but I probably wouldn't have reached for this that much just because it seems a little bit boring. But I have really enjoyed pairing it over blushes to make them more glowy or just to tone them down a little bit. So that is my use on this. Speaking of needing to tone down blush, the next product comes from this Smashbox blush trio. This is what this looks like, and this is the shade that I'm working on, which is obviously a very, very bright pink blush. There it is swatched. I gave myself a goal of using this blush 30 times. I had used it, I believe, 12 times up until this update, and then I used it 10 times this past month. So I'm at a total of 22, meaning I only have to use this 8 more times in the month of April in order to hit my goal, and I'm very confident I can do that. I really enjoy mixing this with this and then topping it with that blush from Hourglass. I think that gives a really beautiful effect. In fact, that's what I did on my cheeks today. This I have had in my collection for so long, never reached for it, but just couldn't get myself to declutter it. And using it in this project, I just realized that I do just have a soft spot in my heart for this trio. In fact, I'm considering trying to pan this shade right here. When you guys see pictures, it will probably look like I barely have used this at all, just because I go in with such a light hand because it is such a vibrant blush. But I really do love this trio, and I'm kind of glad that it got rolled into this project. And then the last product in this project is, I don't even know how to describe this product. Well, I do. It is the Wander Beauty it's the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion Foundation, but it has been a journey with this foundation. Everybody else seems to love this foundation, and I just do not like it. I've talked about this product in quite a few videos recently, just talking about like how much I don't like it, etc., how I feel like I'm almost hate panning this, and so many people have commented and been like, girl, life is too short, you should just declutter that foundation. And normally I would, but I feel like I've already committed so much of myself to this product because I have worn this to work and it has looked terrible on my skin at the end of the day, and I have just committed to using this, and I'm like about halfway done with it that I just cannot get myself to declutter it. I actually do have this on my face today, so I've been wearing it a lot when I've been filming just because I feel like it looks fine on camera. It's more when I wear this. First of all, if I do not prep my skin well for this, it looks so dry on my skin. So if I prep my skin well, it looks okay, but typically I'm at work for like 9 to 10 or 11 hours, and this is just not something that wears well on my skin. I get towards like halfway through my day and it's just like breaking apart and looks very, very dry on my skin. It clings to my dry patches and it's just not a good situation. So I have halted my wearing of this to work because it just does not work for me, and I've mostly just been using this on days that I film, which is fine. I'm not going to declutter this. I'm going to stick it through. When we started, this was just about brand new. I was about here, but because of the packaging, there was like, I mean, there's air in this. At the first update, I had barely used it and was here. Then I went ham in the month of February, and I got it down to here. And then this past month, I used it 8 times. My goal is to use it 8 times. I did use it 8 times, and I am here. So I still feel like I probably have 2 to 3 months left of pretty consistent use on wearing this on days that I'm filming. Maybe tossing in a day here or there to work. Maybe not. I don't really know. Or if I'm just going out for like a few hours on the weekends with my family, I could wear this. I'll figure it out. We're gonna get through this foundation. We're gonna use it all the way up. We're gonna get rid of it then, and we're gonna be very, very proud. So that is where I'm at with this Nude Illusion foundation. Again, it has been a journey, and those are the 10 products I have been working on, and now it is time, dun 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 dun, to roll in 2 more products. I am very excited to be rolling in some new products. All right, you guys, like I said, I only want to work on 3 lip products at a time. So if I roll in another lip product, I will just roll again since I already have 3 lip products in this project. And then I personally am not including eyeshadow in this project just because I'm also working on my pan those eyeshadows, and I kind of just want to focus my attention on eyeshadows within that project specifically. So those are kind of my rules and stipulations. If I were to roll in another liquid liner, like black liquid liner, I would probably roll again as well, just because I don't want to work on 2 of the exact same product at a time. So that being said, I also don't believe I have mascara itemized in mine, just because I don't want to end up with like 80 mascaras open. So that's where we're at with that. I think my spreadsheet is mostly up to date. There might be like a couple of items that I've recently got that aren't on there. That's okay. We'll get it updated for the next update, and I mean, they're brand new products, so I'm cool with where we're at with my spreadsheet. That being said, we have That being said, we have 572 possible items that we could be selecting. So I'm going to randomly generate 2 numbers between 1 and 572. So the first number is 6. Wow. I feel like that might be a primer. I was about to choose a primer to roll into my Partners in Cream project pan, so maybe it's a good thing I filmed this update before choosing that officially. And then the second number is 151. Okay, so product number 6, oh, no. So product number 6 is actually a product that I just finished up this past month. It was my Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder, so I will re-roll for that one. But first, product number 151 is my, ooh, goodness, Hourglass Euphoric Strobe Blush. I'm also currently working on an Hourglass blush in a different project. Yay for painting blushes. Great. I'm gonna have like a million blushes I'm working on. Okay, so we have the Hourglass blush, and then we need to roll another number. So we get number 84, a lot of lower numbers. So number 84 is Tarte Partey, another blush. Okay, I am currently working on 2 liquid blushes, that Smashbox Quad, that Smashbox Tree. Okay, I'm currently working on 2 liquid blushes, an Hourglass mini blush, that Smashbox Trio. I know it's not really a blush, but also that Brilliant Nude shade. So, and I just rolled in the Euphoric Fusion blush. I am not going to allow myself to be rolling in 2 blushes this update. So, sorry if I upset some of you, but I am going to roll again and see what we get. Number 115, I feel like this is going to be another blush. I don't understand why. Yep, it's another blush. We're rolling again. Apparently, the random number generator panning gods just want me to torture myself with blush. All right, we're going to randomize again. 164. I'm going to laugh. Is this going to be another freaking blush? 164... Frosted Rose is a highlighter. Okay, fine. We'll go with it. It's not a blush. Okay, so number 164 comes from my Lancome Holiday Highlighting Palette, and it's in the shade Frosted Rose, which is actually my favorite shade out of that palette. So I'm going to go grab the 2 products that we are rolling in, and I'll be right back. Interestingly enough, that Euphoric Fusion blush was one that I had in my Shop My Stash this week. So product number 1 is this blush from Hourglass. This is in the shade Euphoric Fusion, and it is really beautiful. I love the Hourglass blush formula, probably my favorite blush formula on the market. This is what it looks like. It is this really beautiful sort of like mauve-y blush with that Hourglass sort of satin sheen they all have. I'm obviously going to be giving myself a use goal on this, and I am only going to give myself a goal of using this 20 times just because I know I've been giving myself like 30 on a lot of things, but first of all, I have so many other blushes I am currently working on, and I was already kind of feeling like I wasn't rotating through my blush collection very well this year because I've been panning so many different things. So 20 feels like a good number to me. My goal will be to use this 20 times. And then the second product is a highlighter out of this palette from Lancome. I picked this up during the holidays, and the shade that I selected is this one right here. This is in the shade Frosted Rose, which is a really, really pretty pink highlight, and I love me a good pink highlight. I hope you guys can see it right there. I think that this will be a really nice one even for the summertime because it does have a little bit of pigmentation in it. It's not so icy pink like you sometimes can get with highlighters. It kind of has a little bit of a warmth to it that I feel like will kind of give that effect to the cheek that I personally really love, where it almost looks like you have like a hint of a sunburn. And like I said, this is my favorite shade, and like I said, this is my favorite shade out of this palette. I actually had this in a Shop My Stash earlier this year and reached for this a ton because I was loving this shade. I again am going to give myself a use goal because I do have some highlighters I'm currently trying to pan, and I'm going to give myself a use goal of 25 on this. We're going to shoot for 25. Oftentimes I'll mix highlights as well. I'll mix, like, right now I've been mixing Becca Rose Quartz, which has pink in it, which I love. I'm currently working on painting that. I'll mix that with Mary Lou, just to sort of give me like a mix of champagne as well as pink. So I feel like I'll have no problem hitting that 25 goal maybe in like 2 months. So I'm actually not too mad about this one. The blush I'm not mad about. Again, I love the Hourglass blush formula. It's just feeling a little bit overwhelmed with blushes right now. But that is gonna be it for today's update. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambly as usual. The thing is I'll like wake up right away in the morning, right when my husband leaves for work. I'll wake up and then I'll film. So it's like you guys are the first people I'm talking to in the morning, and I love to talk, so sorry. Anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's update. If you're doing this project, whether it be on YouTube, Instagram, or just doing it yourself at home, let me know how it's going. What products have you hit pan on this year? Are you struggling with anything? Are you hate panning a foundation? Maybe you're hate panning the Nude Illusion foundation from Wander Beauty. Let's chat about it in the comments below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.